And we are back with another episode. What's going on, everybody? Titan Masters are back in the house, and we have a very special uh, episode today. This episode is Titan Masters, Ask Titan Masters 112, and we have a returning special guest with us, Black Symbiont, also known as Diego Carlo. Thank you for coming on the show. What's going on, man?
Good, man. How are you? Good, good.
Good, good, good.
Hope
Thank you
everybody's
for
doing
being
good.
here. Yes, and then we have Kaiju Poo. We haven't seen his face in a while, so it's nice to see him again. What's
Hola.
going on, buddy?
What's up,
Hey,
bro?
Good,
good to
good,
see
good.
you again, Mr. Symbiote.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes. All right, so
Likewise.
we're kind of short-handed here, apparently. So Akira, I think Akira is like in the air right now, flying.
Yeah,
Alan, Alan is Alan is freaking vacationing. He's always vacationing, that guy.
lucky guy, man. Lucky guy.
Yeah, he vacations more than me. Yeah, and Patrick, I think he'll be here a little bit later. He's doing like a service for his grandfather that passed away not too long ago.
Yeah,
And stuff. Yeah. So just acknowledging Jamzilla, what's going on? Welcome. She never
Jam.
misses the show. Yes. Alrighty. So Diego, what have you been up to? Like anything like on the horizon that you're gonna be working on, or what's going on?
Uh, Me and Spider Machine Cristiano Pellegrino.
Hell yeah.
We've been doing some head sculpts.
Oh.
We got a Venom, Spider Man Romita version.
Mhm.
All for the Mayfex, Marvel Legends, all of that coming in soon, very soon. Um, Got that '89 Batman. Been playing around with that quite a bit. How you doing, man?
Oh, dude, I want it. I, you know what, man? I, I want that '89 Batman. Like
Really
I,
nice.
I went to my buddy's store. Like I get my all my stuff from a buddy who owns a store. And like
Right,
it's been 3 years, you know what I mean? And then finally,
right.
like I asked him, hey man, do you still have is that pre-order still up that I ordered 3 years ago? It goes, I don't know, I gotta check. And he hasn't gotten back to me, and I've been asking
It
him. So I was
has to
like,
be, man, because I'll tell you what, I that day that we were pre-ordering that, the site froze like several times. It was really frustrating.
Oh, that's annoying.
yeah,
And what I didn't realize was that every time it froze, it was because my payment went through. So I
Oh,
ordered it. I ordered it a few times, you know.
yeah,
So
yeah,
what
yeah.
happened was it wasn't in anybody's Mesco accounts, man. It wasn't in my account forever. Like it felt like it made me sign out as a guest.
Yeah.
And at the time period where it started to ship, they contacted me. They gave me a order number. This was your order number. That was it. So
Wow.
chances are you're gonna get yours. You know,
Sure.
chances are they're fulfilling all of them. That dude Kevin Wolf, I can't pronounce his last name. Toying around on Instagram.
Mhm.
He
Mhm.
uh, he just did something funny as hell. Yeah, I think he's waited an exact 1,200 days. So he did one. You know how it's Mesco 112. He did
Yeah,
one
yeah, yeah.
1,200 because he's waited 1,200 days. But they shipped it to him as well. I mean, like I said, everybody's getting
Okay.
them. It's just a matter of time.
Yeah,
They've taken a lot of time to get people their product out. I mean,
yeah.
aside
And
from the
also
years.
that new Superman I ordered too. I still haven't gotten it. You know what I mean? So
Yeah,
I've
yeah,
been
that came
this
out
one.
yeah, yeah.
is
Man.
I
Mesco?
the Mesco
Lady.
one, that one came in
Yeah,
before the Batman. So chances are if that one comes in and the Batman comes in, you'll get both of them at the same time probably. I
yeah,
wouldn't doubt
hopefully.
it.
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
because
doubt it.
I ordered that McFarlane Batmobile, and
Oh
I
yeah,
can't.
yeah, yeah.
Do you have that yet?
I don't have it in hand, but I don't really need it because I did order two of them. Just
Oh,
I was gonna, but then I found the Iron Studios one,
uh-huh.
and I said, you know what, I deserve it, and I bought it, and that was it.
Ooh.
Yeah, it was a little
Patrick, where are
expensive,
you?
but there he is.
I haven't heard of that Iron Studios one. Tell me about it.
It's 1/10 scale, if I'm not mistaken. So it's way bigger than the McFarlane one, and it's
Oh,
polystone and die cast. So
Uh-huh.
it's really nice. It's matte.
Well,
If you look at my Instagram, the latest picture I took of the 89, well, not the latest, the second to latest of the 89 Batman I took, I did it with that Batmobile. And I don't
because I looked at that Batmobile, I was like, and I thought that was the McFarlane one. You know what I
nah,
mean?
McFarlane one's way smaller.
Oh,
The thing
wow.
is, that one's a touch too big, and the McFarlane one is 2 touches too small. And not to mention with the McFarlane one, you gotta you got to do all that preparation because you don't want that shiny thing that
Yeah, like it's a
Oh,
different
yeah.
color, the
I don't know what
canopy,
the
right?
hell- I don't know what
Yeah.
the hell that
A lot
was,
of
man.
custom on it. They make it like a matte.
Yeah, it's simple. You grab that paint tape and
Yep.
you cover the windows or whatever, and a few other little pieces. I forgot, probably like the headlights,
Mhm.
and then you just spray it with the matte spray. And from what I'm noticing, people are having to paint that
canopy?
ejectable door that
Yeah.
his door, whatever it is. They're having to paint that black because I think it's like grayish.
Yeah, it's noticeably like different colors.
Uh, and I seen in hand pictures of the bat jet that he made,
Oh, yeah.
the expensive one.
Yeah.
And it seems like Batman can't even sit in it. I don't like the dude that posted it. He only posted him like standing in it.
Yeah.
So and he was pretty tall. So I don't
Yeah.
know. I'm good. Like I'm not buying that. I if it was the actual 89 one, yeah, I would have bought it without a shadow of a doubt, and I'd have hung it in my ceiling somewhere. Like I got these TIE pilots,
sick.
and,
Nice.
all
Cool.
that stuff. I'd have
Yeah.
did something like that. But yeah, I'm not buying the new one. It looks nice, but yeah, I'm good. Like I'm not paying $275 for something McFarlane. Like it's just that's like Kickstarter money right there. I'm good.
Yeah, I hear you on that.
Man, like
But the Batmobile looks good.
like the thing is, like I remember as a kid, I got that Batmobile.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
the Kenner one. The Kenner one.
it's
Yeah,
like,
I had that.
that's like a huge step
That,
over
that
that.
the thing right here, you press it up and the missiles popped out.
Yeah. So
Loved it.
no, I had that not the Kenner one. I had the first one, from the movie. And I remember
Yeah, Kenner was the ones that made those.
Was it Kenner?
Back in
I
the
can't
day,
remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
I
it was
can't
Kenner.
remember. But
Those 5-inch
Anyways,
toys.
like you would roll it along the ground like noisy.
Yeah. Stupid sounds. Yeah.
Yeah, it's so noisy. But
Yeah.
that Iron Studios one, how much is that one? That Iron Studios one.
It retailed at like 1,000. I got mine for it retailed at 1,000. I got mine for 800. I found it on eBay. But I noticed after I bought it that I didn't get the deluxe version. The deluxe version comes with the platform that that platform that's like floating in the air pretty much with like a Keaton Batman statue. But I'm good. I mean, I would have liked the base. The base would have been cool to have, but I don't need it. So I'm not really like dying over it or anything. It's all right.
Okay. Alrighty. That's wild, man. Alrighty. But I don't know, man. I still want that Batmobile. I'll settle for that McFarlane because of nostalgia.
Yeah. Absolutely. No. Ain't nobody out here gonna do what I did. I did it because that touches my childhood. This Batmobile that I got actually seats 2 people. So if they ever if they ever decided to make a Kim Basinger figure,
whoa.
Then I'll
wasn't there rumors that they were planning, like McFarlane's planning to make like a theatrical 90s? There was like a rumor flowing around. I don't know.
I don't know, man. McFarlane throws so many ideas out there at once. You can't really keep up with that guy. He's fun, but yeah, he's kind of like all over the place sometimes.
Sure.
Your situation.
Yeah, that's not odd and off to me.
Yeah, he's odd.
Okay.
He always got his sunglasses on too.
Yeah. Anyways,
that guy crazy.
Alrighty, so let's get into the show here, guys. So so look at this beautiful shot from Alan. Like I love this shot. Like I want to recreate this with the Daily Planet thing and everything, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Recently they showed the new trailer to the Transformers Rise of the Beast. Like I'm thinking of making a Unicron with that same idea, you know what I
Oh
mean?
yeah.
Unicron
Did you get the HasLab one? Did you get the Unicron?
No, I didn't. I skipped on that one. Like
I
don't
you.
know. I don't like those crowdfunding things, you know what I mean? It just demands too much, you know what I mean? Pay this and then pay this again later, you know what I mean? It's like I just want to pay everything in one shot and that's it, you know what I mean? Like I did the Legendary Comics did do like the crowdfund for their new comic book, like their special one, and I paid for it, you know what I mean? It's like I paid just the bare minimum, the $60. I just wanted the hardcover, but I had to pay like another $60 on top of it, like weeks later, and that's for shipping and stuff like that. And I was like, oh, this just, you know what I mean? I
already paid for this. I want to just have it already.
Yeah, exactly. So.
Well, to be fair, I heard the third-party Unicron is better than the actual, the one that you guys were just talking about, like the HasLab.
Oh, I haven't seen the third-party Unicron.
The HasLab is like, people hate like the Batpack look that all the like Transformers end up getting when you transform them to like the robot mode.
Yeah,
the seamless one. I don't remember the brand or what company made it, but I don't know. Okay. Like decent size, has all like the gimmicks and stuff.
Sure.
Right. It transforms, or it's already like, oh, it does transform. Wow.
Yeah, it's like I seen Jobby review it because I was curious. Because I was thought about buying a Unicron, but I don't really have enough Transformers to really like get into
justify a sale like a purchase like that.
Absolutely, yeah. It's like I mean, it's a little pricey. I think it's like a little over 200, but I think it's like still less than what you would have paid for.
Word. Because I saw the HasLabs one in Japan.
In person?
When I was last in Japan, it was the same. It was the same Wonderfest that I saw the gigantic 2019, and it was there, and I was like, "Holy man, this thing's freaking huge!" You know what I mean? I think I have it in the video somewhere in my YouTube channel, but it was nice. It was nice. It was unpainted, but fuck, it was nice. I would have loved to.
Probably a prototype.
Yeah. All right, so let's get into the first shot here. So this comes to us from Felix Kusuma, I think. Yeah. So anything that can be improved here? It looks pretty good to me.
A little close to the toys on the ground to me. When it seems like he took a picture maybe in his car in a parking lot, or maybe that is a screen background. But if it's a screen background, the picture really, in my opinion, the pillars look like he's in a parking lot, you know, like it's too big for the background. Maybe minimize, if it's a background, minimize it a little. Look at Akira, okay?
Oh shit.
The superstar.
What up, boys?
Superstar. He got his.
I'm in my office at the moment, so I'm working on Saturday. Let me just close the live.
This guy is.
There you go.
There you go.
Oh god, this guy is funny. I love him.
That's good. So, are you back home in Australia?
What's up, man?
Oh, the beard. What's going on?
Yeah, we got. I can't be blow dry on that every day, man. I just need another year and it'll grow right back. It's fine.
I like the beard before, yeah.
I know it's a signature trademark look.
Yes, sir.
It's also a pain to add an extra 30 minutes to my day every day. I was like, yeah, I'm good. I got.
Oh wow,
that was the third time I had it already. I'll do it again sometime.
Okay. Hey Harold, do you know if you got any photos here? Not sure if the tag works. I think at least I know I have one. Yeah, don't worry. We'll get to it. All right.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay, so we're looking at this.
Like I was saying, I it feels a little bit like the background is too big. It's blending sufficiently. It's just look at the way the pillars are, right? There's light directly on them, yet the light is coming from the side, his left view
side,
his
yeah.
right side, viewer left side, right? So it's
Mhm.
like
Yeah.
if the light on the two pillars are blatant straight on,
Be
you gotta
brighter.
have straight on light to it as well. You gotta match the
Yeah.
background. It
Exactly.
it's decent. It's it's passable, but it's still you got a monster shadow in front right here, whereas those two pillars, those signature pillars, just look right. And
Sure.
then the cutoff. The reason why it looks like it's in a car is because you got that dark border right at the bottom there, and then
Mhm.
parking lot lines. So it's like
Yeah.
close to that toys on the ground concept.
Yeah. Now the
Yep.
thing though is like if this is indoors, like if this is an indoor shot, like where the figure is, that scarf wouldn't be blowing like that, would it?
True. Yeah. If it's in a parking
that-
lot. But then again,
Yeah.
I mean, if you look at some of the source material or like
Uh-huh.
even like Indian movies and stuff, bro, they be indoors and the
Yeah,
hair be
because
like it's it's the exaggerated. It might be
Sure.
from that source material, but I agree that if you're looking for like true aesthetics, yeah, it won't be blowing in there. You can't have that
Yeah.
stuff up. Make an
Sure.
outdoor picture probably would have been better.
Right. Now the posing, like is this like a typical pose for this character? Like I'm not familiar with this character, so
Almost. Since I'm familiar with this character,
okay.
he's putting a memory card into his belt. That's how he transformed. So I mean,
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I
that's
have
what
no
he's
idea
doing
what's
at the
going
moment.
on with this with the, like just by looking at this, I have no idea what's going on. So
Word, me neither. For me,
Yeah.
he's saluting people, with the hand like this.
yeah, that's what it seems to me.
Like
Yeah. So
hello, hi, like that's what
yeah.
I mean. But again, I'm not familiar with the source material like that. So
Okay.
Yeah,
Alrighty.
but I agree. The hand. Yeah,
well, what's
it's more.
distracting about the hand, and this is a major nitpick, but you see the two lights that he's using two lights, obviously, right? And both
Yeah.
of them are hitting that ball joint real hard, and it's like
Yep.
that's distracting for me, but I'm a nitpicker, so
Mhm. Okay, I didn't pick up on that ball joint until you said so, because like I'm unfamiliar with this figure, so and with
right.
this character in
That's kind of
general. So,
do.
yeah.
Actually, I'm not sure why the ball joint is very visible there. It
Yeah,
shouldn't
like
be
it
that.
feels like he could have popped it in a little bit better, but even if
Yeah,
he
I think
could have,
he needs to
even
pop
if
it
he
back in.
couldn't, like if you would have just did this instead of this, like if the hand would have been down a little bit more, it would have potentially covered, the two glares, and the glares wouldn't make it so obvious that it's a ball joint. The glares is what makes it obvious that it's a ball joint.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I
Cool.
think I agree with everything Diego said. I'm not. I think he's not even. He could have used just Photoshop, right? With this kind of shot, especially with Kamen Riders, the one that you always want to light up is the eyes.
Yeah.
I love
Oh,
doing this type of shots where you have a huge backlight and everything in the front. Yeah,
Yeah.
sort of there's no light. Actually, this is like you use the rim light just to highlight the shape, and then you just light up the eyes. I think
Light paint it,
it will create a more
light
dramatic.
paint it, and shine a laser or
Yeah,
something.
yeah,
Yeah.
it will create a much more dynamic shot in terms of
And
lighting. Obviously.
if you have like atmospheric aerosol too, like to
Yep.
shoot in the back, it'll
Yeah.
it'll
Yeah, the
help it.
atmospheric aerosol would have if you would have sprayed some behind him right there, it would have probably
Yeah.
completely taken away from that, the background that's so blatant.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Alrighty. So anything else to critique here? I think that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay, cool. All right. Well, thank Felix Kasuma. Thank you very much for your submission. Okay, so let's move on to the next one.
Gruesome.
Okay, so this is by CT. I can't
Citizen,
remember.
Citizen 4, I think.
Ah,
That's
okay.
Citizen
Cool.
4. I wouldn't have
Yeah,
got that.
Citizen
I would have
4.
definitely read CTZN4.
Yeah. What do you say about this, guys?
Well, for me, it's definitely photoshopped. And for me, and that's not to say that that's a bad. It's just that it's really like obvious Photoshop. You know, like
Yep.
dark background, but your light is hitting the character directly from the front. You know, if you're gonna dabble in Photoshop, it's very easy to just match your background. Just match
Uh-huh.
your background because this
Yeah.
doesn't. This you could tell that it's Photoshop because it's super bright on the figures and then a dull like magenta around it. It's the blood is a little too much. You got splattered blood here and then a little more blood drops up top that don't really match the splatter effect. The splatter effect is too dense, and then the drops are spread out. It's not really working.
Another thing
Better
too.
off-
I mean,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry to cut you off, Diego. The direction that his blade is coming, right?
Right.
That you know what I mean? Like
The
you got
flash wouldn't have been that
going
way.
this way, right? But then the blood's going that
The
way.
blood looks like somebody pulled his head upward
Sure, yeah.
and splattered that way, as opposed to, you're right, the blood would have been a slash that way.
Sure.
And it wouldn't have been up top and to the side. Like, yeah. You could have moved the head over a little bit and the blood with it a little bit over. And if you're gonna Photoshop blood, might as well Photoshop the whole blood and not use that really. It looks like an octopus, kind of like has like tendrils a little bit. But yeah, it's heavily Photoshopped. The light coming in from the top right, I mean,
Yep.
to me, that's very redundant. It's not really necessary at all. I think you would have been better without it. And the claw effect, I don't know if you're looking to shine the claw or to make it look like he slashed, but if it's a slash, it doesn't look like a slash. It just looks like his claws are lit up.
Yeah. And there
That's
should be
really
blood on
frustrating.
it.
Darth Vader claws. Darth Vader
Yeah.
claws,
Now
And
let's
then-
talk about the posing.
Sorry, one more thing.
Oh, Go ahead.
You got the one. It has to be a slash because you got the one claw that's not lit up, and then the other claw that is lit up. So it must have been some sort of like slash. Yeah, my bad. Harold.
No, it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Okay. But let's talk about the posing of Wolverine. I don't know if that's like a limitation of the figure itself, but like I think it just could be. It could look more
Dynamic.
dynamic and natural because like
Right, and the
you
shoulder
see-
guard.
his
The
whole
shoulder-
torso is up straight. You know what I mean? Instead of like leaning forward to right.
Right. Not leaning forward, and the head could be more. Instead of being this way, it could be more straight, like looking. Like twisted to where it's still straight. The shoulder
Right.
guard is bothering me a lot on that. It's like you angled it perfectly to make the shoulder guard not look good.
Hmm. Is this the
Hmm.
Mezco Wolverine?
Yes,
That's the
yes.
Mezco one,
And this is the new one too. This is the more updated.
the newer one. Yep.
And I gotta say, it looks like he lightened. Maybe it's the lighting again, but the blue on the Wolverine is a lot lighter than what I've been used to seeing on it. So I think a lot of light. You put a lot of light on the figures, and you got a very dark background. It just doesn't. It's blatant. Really
Yeah.
blatant job.
Yeah. So why does the ninja's neck look so thick? Is it supposed to be part of his head?
No, it's part of the effect. So the effect is that thick, and
Done.
you're supposed to put it
Right, like it's
on the
it's
joint,
gushing
on the
too
neck joint.
wide.
Mhm.
Like if you get your head cut off, it's like it's a few squirts are gonna come up. It's not gonna be a volcano coming up of like blood. Looks like a volcano erupting. It's too much
yeah,
blood.
yeah, yeah.
That effect is really
So
that's probably the worst part is like the effect. If you took the effect out, I think everything else would have been a little more organic. The lighting could
agree.
have been obviously a little bit better. He has no rim lighting, and like with that red background with no rim lighting at all, it just doesn't really like match
Yeah.
well.
If you
Yeah.
would have just kept the head on and then just put like blood coming off the side, like on the back, that would have been
that
more
would have been
sense.
perfect. Yeah, like
Yeah,
just like this with the head, and then some blood slicing from this side coming out. from
exactly.
there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that would have been perfect.
yeah. Actually, I think this effect is included in the Logan, the third-party Logan.
Uh-huh.
Also have
Okay, gotcha.
so I'm familiar with this effect, right? But like when I was using it, I used it in one of my Wolverine versus Ninja shot.
Hmm.
Like I make sure like there's no head flying around it, so as if like the head is being smashed. That
Yeah.
would have looked better.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because that splop of like that
Yeah,
blob
that's
of
like a-
blood. That's like the whole head.
Here's a war
Blowing up.
execution. Sniped.
Yeah. So
I
like,
agree.
I would have angled if it's up to me. I would have angled it a little bit so it doesn't look like that
Mhm.
thick. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
So piece of advice, guys, when you get when you're using an effect, you have to make sure it looks good. You have to know like proper usage of it. Just putting all your effects there without making much sense, it's gonna take away a lot from your
Yeah.
shots.
Okay. Alrighty. Cool. So, anything else to add here?
I think we're good.
Okay.
I think
So,
good.
CTZN4, thank you for your submission. All right. So, let's continue on. So, this one comes to us by Sketch Toys Corner.
Huh.
So, I'm not a Dragon Ball guy. So, any thoughts here, guys?
Definitely
The
cozy.
aside from the one in the front that's like covering 40% of the figure,
Mhm.
the aura, and I learned this from my man Pancho. The aura always has to be bigger than the hair and
Man.
the outline of the
Yep.
body. So the aura has to surround the body, and it's the slightest. But again, that what is it? 1, 2, 3,
Yeah.
fourth hair spike is like
Uh-huh.
off of the actual aura. You could have moved the aura over just a little bit and had
So be uniformed, yeah? Like,
right the
and you-
tall part of the aura on the tall part of the head. That's the main thing that stood out to me. Aside from the main thing that stands out to me is the the energy here. I mean, I think it's too bright.
Uh-huh.
And you could tell with the lighting that he lit the head and the arms aren't lit. So how is it that the fireball is lighting everything but his arms right here? It's not really lighting that area. I mean, you could argue that he's containing it, but then you would have to like lower the exposure on that quite a bit, in my opinion. Like it's just covering too much. It could have been a much smaller, centerpiece.
Yeah.
Don't they charge from the side anyways? If
Say it
I'm not
again?
mistaken. Don't they like charge from the hip and then shoot forward? I'm assuming he's charging. So, is the
He's
aura-
charging. So I'm not sure if Gohan has this move because this looks.
This is the Gata
Sure.
gun, right? This looks like Vegeta's move.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
uh,
Or maybe the Piccolo's move.
Right. I was gonna say even like it could be Piccolo's move, but does Gohan learn?
Maybe I don't know. I thought he only learned the Makan Kosapo, with the two
Right.
fingers.
Yeah. Yeah.
You
I mean,
never
aside
know.
from that,
Anyway,
aside from that, it's pretty clean.
Oh, okay.
The electricity
with the posing,
is not bad.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
with the posing, I think he could have just moved the shoulder a bit up. Because,
Yeah, that would have been nice too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But the main thing,
Not
the
very
little
distracting for me, but I don't think that's his fault. That's just the figure thing.
yeah.
right,
No.
like restrained.
The figure can go up. You
Yeah.
can.
I don't own any Dragon Ball, to be honest. I've always wanted some though.
Yeah, they're
Get it.
nice figures. They're really nice figures.
Yeah.
Okay.
No,
So
no,
this
Other than that, I guess that's pretty good.
Yeah, aside
So
from
the-
that, it's not bad. The Photoshop is very blatant, but he did good with it. Aside from the, like I said, the one in the front to me is a little too. Could have shrunk it a little bit. Let us see Gohan's chin. Let us see his sash. Let us see a little bit of the fingers.
I do want to add something here. Sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
The aura. If there is aura behind him, there should be light emanating, and that light's not coming on that figure at all.
right, like a rim light on the
Yeah,
back.
like a rim
Rim
light
light.
behind him.
But
you know
I
what
will
mean?
say this:
They
the effect that he's using looks like the Kaioken one.
Uh-huh.
And that one's a little harder to light versus the yellow ones. The yellow and the
Okay.
blue one, they're very easy to light compared to the red and like the orange ones. He probably tried to use a white light and should have used a warm light. You know, instead of 85K, use 25K,
Mhm.
8500.
light.
You know what I mean? The 8500 9000
Yeah.
K versus 2000 3000K. You know, the warm light, cool light. He probably try to use a cool light on the red, and you got to use a warm light on reds,
Yeah,
orange,
you got to use it more light.
warmer
Yeah.
colors. Yeah.
I think if he adjusts like the aura so it matches the hair and
Yeah.
just
It definitely the aura needed to be a little bit
shoot
moved
that
over.
aura with light, I think it would make this photo pop a lot more, in my
Absolutely.
opinion.
And
And
also,
whatever
I
he
might
got
add
in the
because-
back there, that building that he got, I feel like it's a little redundant. He didn't need that.
Yeah, you don't
Taking
need that.
Yeah, he
out,
didn't need
making
that.
a solid black background. He got some other little stuff on the bottom left corner here that could have all been taken out. Should have just made it straight up black background, red. Light the red up a little more, move that aura over, and you'd have had a fire shot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not sure though with the characters, right? This is the ultimate Gohan. I don't think he has an aura, so probably I'm not sure why he would use this aura.
That's true.
This
too.
aura would probably
Isn't this Beast Gohan?
probably is-
He
yeah,
turned-
it's Beast Gohan.
Yeah, this is Beast
Yeah,
Gohan.
So
yeah,
so
Beast
this,
Gohan will have
this
that
isn't
aura.
Goku.
No, this is Gohan. This is his son.
Now it's Batman.
Superman's son is Superboy.
Superboy.
Oh God. Okay. This son. Okay.
All right, it's Goku's son.
Oh, is he? He had a
Yeah.
son. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah,
two.
he had a son. He has two sons. He has two.
All right.
Catch up, bro.
Anything?
Keep it going. Keep it going.
So anything else to add here?
Nah, I think we're good.
No, we good. I think I just want to say I'm reading his
Yeah.
comments.
He's in the chat. Yeah. Thank you for your submission. Yeah. Okay.
Only been doing this for a year. Appreciate the feedback. Yeah,
Wow, for
keep
a year,
at it,
the
you know what I mean?
Photoshop
Got it,
effect's
man. Keep
nice.
up the grind. Yeah. Alrighty.
Yeah.
keep at it, man. Like the reason why we're doing this is to help you improve. So keep
Right.
at it. Yeah, you'll get better in no time.
For sure.
Great
Yeah.
start.
Great start. Yep.
Great stuff.
All right, so let's move on. So this is Manjazilla. He's in the chat.
Oh,
Okay.
Yeah.
Villa.
The other Isaiah. Okay.
yeah.
Well, this is a tribute to Jason David Frank. Like every time I hear that name, like I'm like, you know what I mean?
Mm.
Now this
Yeah.
looks like the this doesn't look like Lightning Collection. This looks like the what's that? The Bandai ones.
Is it?
Yeah. So yeah, it's definitely
it's
the
not.
Bandai one. You can tell by the hand and the joint on the hand. So
Yeah.
yeah. Oh look, Alan's
Oh, yeah.
Alan there. Look at Alan. There you go.
The Bandai, the
That's
3.5
Yeah.
inches one, I think.
No,
Definitely
no,
not the
no.
big ones.
Those were they were the ones that had the 6-pack abs. That the Power Rangers would come with 6-pack abs. That they're really tall. They're bigger than the Hasbro ones.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, they're horrible, but their weapons were way better painted. They had a little bit better paint jobs. Bandai, it's not Hasbro. But back to the picture.
Yeah.
This is a decent picture.
Yeah.
Solid posing. I
Solid
can vouch
posing, yeah.
that the actual figure is trash. So for him to make it look this
Jeez.
natural,
I respect
no,
it.
the figure is they're very hard to work with. They're very loose. So for him to have done this right here already looks very decent for what this figure can do. The lighting is solid. It looks like it's great.
I have my nitpicks about the lighting here, Diego.
Too much rimming for a daytime shot.
There's a sun
Yeah.
off to the left, okay, but I think to me that there's just lighting all over. There's just lighting all over the place.
I agree. I didn't realize that was the sun right there to the left. But
there's the
now that
sun.
I'm looking at that, I was
Yeah.
gonna say too much rim lighting for a daytime shot.
Yeah,
Like if it's daytime, and again, if the sun is shining from that way, we shouldn't see any light in the front. It's one of those like silhouette shots. Should have been.
yeah.
Like
It should be
more-
like a
more of
silhouette
a
shot,
silhouette.
and he's got like this
Should be a
pink light
silhouette
off
shot.
the side, and it's just throwing it off.
Right,
No,
right. No, I agree. The pinkish light I think is a little too much, but
Yeah.
Yeah.
aside from that, the posing solid. The what is it? The composition's pretty good. You know, he got two little pillars. The guy in the middle. Yeah, it's good aside from that. But you're right. The lighting is definitely a little too much.
do they
Yeah.
ever face? I know I don't. I'm not really familiar with Power Rangers like that. I mean, I know somewhat, but do they ever like leave Earth at all, or are they mostly
Yeah,
Earth
yeah,
based?
yeah. There's like Power Rangers in space. There's Power Rangers Lost Galaxy, and they spend like the whole time in space. Yeah,
So
it
this
is. See, yeah, legacy figure from back. Yeah, legacy, man. Before Hasbro, you had to resort to that. Shinobi. that
Yeah.
trash. But nah, this is good. This is good for the figure. So
Yeah.
for what the figure is, congratulations on the posing because those are the feet are super loose, man. Like I'm sure at any moment this thing fell over for this guy.
Yeah, annoying.
But even like the little subtle things that he did, like you see how you could see both feet. He didn't put them so that like one is obscuring the other one. Little things like that. I like that. That was good. You could tell that he probably posed it and had to like look in the camera and like move it around a few times to make it because even the hand doesn't get obscured. Nothing's really obscured aside from the helmet, which was purposely obscured. And even so, you can still see the eyes perfectly. So very good composition. Just don't overdo the lighting. You know, it's hard sometimes when you're lighting something. You're like, oh, this looks nice. This looks nice. This looks nice. But sometimes less is more.
Yeah.
Yeah, because see, like you're like looking at the figure, I can see the shine where the light is coming from, that white light on the right there. So like, yeah, he doesn't need it. Just take that light out and then put like a white paper or like something white, like the light, the light. Bounce, yeah, and like Isaiah, you can get some atmosphere aerosol, you know what I mean, and just spray it on the background, and it just gives that nice. Gives that depth, you know what I mean? That's like I like to use that atmosphere aerosol a lot in my shots for my Godzilla shots. You know what I mean? Just to blur out the sun a little bit, you know what I mean? It just gives it that nice atmosphere, that ambience, you know.
You know what Diego taught me way back when? I'll never forget.
Polyester on the bottom.
Huh?
The polyester on the bottom.
Yep. Yeah. Because I was like, I
A
can't.
lot of people use that technique. It's a good technique to like, you know, clean up the bottom when you have like an empty nothing there, you know.
Yeah. It has like that atmospheric effect without having to buy or pay.
Right, like instead of not only not having to buy it, but atmospheric aerosol can get very like it gets all over the place, and sometimes
it's hard to work with. Sometimes
that fog that you know is like in the bottom of your tires type that you need like fog lights for, you know.
Yep.
Those that's what that's perfect for. Sometimes you know, and if you don't spread it out, it looks too clunky. It looks too, but yeah, the aside from that, yeah, the lighting here was a little too much, but everything else I think is solid.
Cool.
I'm not sure if it's my eyes, but is the eyes like on the head? Is it in focus?
I can't tell from my screen.
I can't tell really. Like the whole thing looks a little blurry to me, and that's probably because it's on Instagram. I imagine that he probably didn't put the focus on the helmet, which he probably should have.
Yeah.
But not for nothing. I mean, it looks pretty blurry, just like the forearm is blurry right here, you know? So it's more than likely it's in focus, but we just can't see it because of the Instagram resolution.
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe.
Alrighty.
All right.
So do we have anything to add for this?
No, I think you guys
I think it covers it, yeah?
Yeah.
All right. Isaiah, thank you so much, buddy. He was on the Titan Masters before. He was our special guest a couple episodes ago.
Nice.
Good time with him. Yeah. Alrighty. Thank you, brother. Right?
Oh, Johnny.
Yeah, Johnny's.
Oh.
I don't know what this figure is.
Predator.
It's a
Predator.
That's Predator?
Yeah, it's like a weird one.
It says there on the caption. Love the shaman Predator.
Oh, Shaman Predator. Okay, I've never seen this character. I'm not too familiar with Predators. I only know, like, whenever I think of whenever I hear Predator, I think of the Arnold Schwarzenegger Predator, and you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Like,
I've never seen in a movie, I should say. I've seen it before. Just I don't know if it's in a movie or a comic. I don't know what it's based on.
I think it's comics, yeah, because
And I think of Danny Glover. That's the funny part. The first one I saw part 2.
That
first.
was the funniest one. That
the
one.
best one, man. I like that one the best, but yeah.
I like the first one and the second one.
The
rest
first and
is
second
just-
one, and also the one with Adrian Brody, Predators. That was awesome.
that
Oh, yeah, that one
bad.
wasn't too bad.
Yeah,
This
that
last one that they did on Amazon, what was it? Amazon?
Prey?
I think?
Prey.
I liked it.
was good.
I liked it.
Yeah.
That was
It
good.
Oh yeah,
really
that one, the last one. Yeah,
It was
that
nice
was
to
good.
see a female lead for once on that.
Sure.
It really was.
You're wrong. They make her annoying. She
It
was
made her a
into the,
little annoying, but
really. I didn't get annoyed with her like Millie Bobby
I thought
Brown.
you said annoying. I just thought that like it prolonged a little bit. Like they were being too protective of her, and that was annoying to me. But
Oh,
aside from that,
okay.
it was pretty good.
I see what you're saying there. I can understand that.
Yeah. All right. So, okay. How about you guys?
Yeah,
I just gotta step out for a second. My wife is calling me for something. Okay, I'll be
No
right back,
worries.
guys. Keep going.
Good
Keep
luck.
going, guys.
Mrs. is calling.
Mm,
All right, I think if you move the fire effect much closer, so it blurred, and you blast that with light, it will actually look like actual fire.
Well, I think first and foremost, the problem is that he's hitting it with white light, with cool light,
Yep.
instead of warm light. Number one. Number two, he has the red ones. You know how Tamashi Nations came
Yep.
out with the orange ones and the red ones? He has the red ones, and the red ones.
Yep.
It's like it don't really matter how much warm light you hit it with. It still looks red instead of like actual fire. I think that was the first one they came out with, and then they fixed it and came out with like orange ones.
Yeah. I
But
have to
again,
update.
your best bet on this one would have been to put some sort of like lamp, sun lamp or something underneath it, and then switch it to the warm temperature. I could actually show you right now. This is actually lighting me up. My sun lamp, and this changes colors.
What the
to-
heck is that panel?
It's basically like a whole like panel.
Oh,
And,
that's not.
See, right now it's on warm light. I mean, you can't tell, and it's turning into cool light. So this is cool light.
Okay. Like the
You see
9K.
that, and now it's warm light. So you
Yeah.
can see. Let me see me light me up. See, look now with the whiter light.
Wow.
You see what I'm saying?
Dude, that's nice. Your setup is so cool in the back. I just noticed it.
Oh, thanks, man.
Yeah.
I put lights in the shelves.
Mark Evan Lumbang. What's going on, buddy? Thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Thank you.
I don't know.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
But yeah, Harold, you missed. We said warm light on the fire effects and bringing it a little closer to blur it out.
Yeah.
That you should hit it with a sunlight underneath, sun lamp, some sort of sun lamp. Put it underneath it and have the warm light shooting up. And even if you could get like a snoot or something to point some warm light directly at it, it would probably look more like fire.
Okay, keep talking, guys. I'm gonna show you something with
I feel like the fire is just too aggressive. I don't really feel like you need all that fire, in my opinion.
I think the
I-
fire right in front of him could have been
Like,
you could take that one out, yeah. But he was trying to like maybe fill the composition in a little bit, like fill in some of those empty spots.
now. I want to show you guys something. Okay, so I got a fire piece right here, right? Now, when I do fire like that, like going back to the shot here, let me just show you. I would just fill up everything, like even have fire here too. You know what I mean? So like, there's no spaces and making sure that it's kind of like even almost. You know what I mean? But like with the fire effects, like you have to if you're gonna light it up from behind, you have to use white light. Okay, because this thing is
red.
You know what I mean?
Warm light.
Warm white.
Well, I'm using a white light right now, but like,
Are you using a warm or a cool?
If you use like a warm light, hold on a second.
Yeah, warm. Yeah. Warm is always best for fire. I've not really had success with cool light lighting a fire effect. If I can find.
But the thing is, like with the warm, Well, it's doable actually. You
Yeah,
know
the
what I mean?
warm
It's
light
the-
works.
Harold, you're using because that one is softer light, whereas the other one is the one before was harsher light.
Yeah,
That one has a
Right, and you're shining.
so you need a
better.
harsh light. Yeah, you need a harsh and strong light to really
Yeah.
light it up. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
the light you're
Um,
using is really strong. And
Yeah.
I'll say this: I think because Harold's using the red one, like I mentioned, that lighting it the way he's lighting it is working better. Whereas if you use the orange one, the white light really wouldn't do that to it. The
Yeah.
warm white light would have done that to it much better. So I think that's more why his look like that. Because I
Yes.
use the other ones. I use the orange ones. I use the
Yeah.
orange ones instead.
Yeah.
I stopped using the red ones a long time
Yeah.
ago.
Like whenever I'm using fire in my shots, like for Godzilla and stuff like that, I always have like the fire effects close to the camera, so it just blurs
Yeah.
it out. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that's
So
what
it
it
would
means.
really look like fire. I've done
Because
that
you
before,
see
yeah.
like the white light from the room reflect off the plastic and stuff, and that kind of takes away from the shot.
Right.
Yeah. So
I feel like framing could be better too. Like you kind of cutting off the head.
Yeah, you cut off the head. Yeah.
yeah. Are
Yeah,
those sunlights expensive?
No, those are. I forget how much I paid. I might have paid like $30 for each. I have two of them. Casey, Kyle L. Evans. He's the one that pointed me in the direction of those. Those are really, really nice.
Mm-hmm.
They
Okay.
work really well, and they get really bright. I mean, this is nowhere near the brightest setting. That's the
Damn.
brightest. You see, like I'm overexposed over here.
Now here's another one little thing. He just killed somebody, right? So like, he should put some fake blood on that skull.
I agree.
You know what I mean? Just have it like drip with blood. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Halloween blood, smear it on the
Halloween
side,
blood.
one like little drop right there. The difficult thing with doing any kind of drops in this scale is the drop will look really fat versus
Yeah,
so
huge.
maybe just smear it with the blood, but
Yeah, you just smear it. That's it. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
and have the hand bloody. Have the whole spine bloody.
Yes.
That should be bloody, but aside from that, yeah, I agree with that.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, I think that's all.
Whatever that is in the background too, it looks like maybe a tree. He could have put that
It
over.
looks like a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He could have put that over more to the right to cover
Yep,
that
to the
little
right.
negative space, and then it wouldn't have been so in the way of the skull. I think it takes away from the skull a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think
Just
it's
a little, just
It looks
a little bit
also,
fine tuning.
now that I'm really looking at it, it looks like he has a screen in the back and then had fire in the front and lighting it from the front, so the lighting is not matching the background if you really look at it.
Yeah. Like
Yeah.
I mean, he hit it well. And it looks a little foggy back there. But
Yeah.
if it were fire shining the way that it's shining, it would have been orange in the background.
Yeah. Yeah.
Even with that mist, especially with that mist, it would have been an orange.
Especially with that mist.
Yeah.
Especially with
This
that
would have
mist.
helped it.
Mist would
Yeah.
have been orange. I think that's really what it is. And don't get me wrong, it looks good because it's the bluish background with the orange, red in the front, but it would have looked more natural, if it would have been orange all around, like an orange atmosphere, orange hue.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anything else to add to this?
No, sir.
Okay. All right, Johnny, thank you for your submission, bud. All right, so let's move on. So this is by Siaz fans. I'm sorry.
Shasfa Studio.
Yeah.
Shasfa Studio.
Yeah. So he's new. I think he's new at this. So
My
you guys
advice to people who just started, always just stick to one figure. And that's when you learn. Keep everything simple. Just start with one.
Learn your photography first, then
learn your photography. Then you complicate things because, I I know people, a lot of people, like they like action shots and everything, but vanilla poses can look as good if done
Yeah.
correctly.
And the main thing is that when you got action, when you don't know what you're doing and you're just like putting them in poses regular, you don't realize that like the after hit is what really sells in comic. Like you never
Sells
see
it, yep.
in a comic book, you never see the guy here. You always see them here. Like it's
Mhm.
already like the after effect of the punch. So like
Yeah.
these two, I personally am not a big fan of movie and comic figures mixing. This is a movie Superman with a very, very comic version of Bizarro. That's one of my and this is why Akira is right about like you should stick to one figure, because if you're looking for feedback, this is going to be such an overwhelming amount of feedback that you're about to get that you really won't know where to begin. So we're going to have to critique you on the lighting, the background, the composition, the framing, and the posing and the aesthetics. So you got to try to stick with the one figure at first and learn your framing, learn your compositions, develop your own style. That's your best bet to always go for when you're starting out as a photographer. The framing is completely off here. I mean, you cut them off completely. Where's Superman's cape? Where's Bizarro's cape? You have a gray background with a gray Bizarro face, and there's no saturation whatsoever. So the blue is coming off gray as well. And Superman's black and white with gray symbols. So you just have grays in the shot. Where are the colors? Like people are looking for something that pops in the eye. The red is the most, eye appealing thing on the photo, but even that's pretty flat because you don't got no saturation.
Yeah.
Work
Okay.
on light, I would say. Always start. I feel like lighting and posing should be the basis. That's what I had Akira made me start with.
Yeah.
When I got into, he's like single shot of figures.
Hide your joints, don't like try to not have the joints
Yeah.
blatant. Like the Bizarro's like joint is like right. Look, it's my joint right here.
Yeah.
Like the first thing that I see is his joint.
Mhm.
Like that. Like you got to first of all push that hand in a little bit. Second, lower twist it so that you don't see a it looks like a little peach, a little what a peach is, right?
Yeah, I feel like what he needs to do is he needs to study up on just look at other people's work. Look at, like if he's wanting to do a Superman and versus Bizarro, look at Superman comics, you know what I mean? Look at Superman artwork and stuff like that, you know what I mean? And like get to know like the range of your figure too, you know what I mean? And then like when I remember I'm forgetting who said this, but like I think it was the Amazing about you do the poses yourself, you know what I mean? And see if they feel natural to you and things. You
I
try
live
to
by
remove.
that. I live by that. Like if you do it yourself and it doesn't feel right, then chances are the pose doesn't look good.
Yeah.
Angles matter too. Like you got it straight on here. Maybe something from above would have looked better for this particular shot. Even though shooting lower at lower angles always, height it makes action figure photography look more real. This particular shot would have probably been, and a lot of things I see dudes doing a lot too is they live off this idea that you have to have a diorama behind your back, your shot, and like that's what this kind of feels like. Whereas, man, if you would have went with a blue background or a yellow background would have just everything would have stood out. The gray, the blacks, the peaches, the red, everything would have popped out. But you got a gray and like somewhat red on the bottom background. It's just it's not doing you any favors. You don't have to use dioramas. You can use paper from Walgreens, put it on your wall, light it up, and you're good, man. You don't need nothing else.
Okay. Alrighty. So anything else to add for this, guys?
I think we covered.
Okay. All right.
Good.
So thank you for your submission, bud. Alrighty. So let's move on. So this is Lex Colex. Lex Colex? Yeah. So aquarium decoration makes good diorama accessories. I agree. But let's talk about
I don't know what's going on.
yeah.
I don't know if he's like bumping him back or
He yeah.
Yeah, it's obvious. The posing isn't telling a story whatsoever.
Mhm.
He blended a lot. He has a warm light on them for sure. It's not really a white light because you see the yellows on the greens in the back. So it has
Yeah.
to be a warm light that he's shining on them. And then he's got like a blue just blasting onto Wolverine's face, and that is just making the part that's supposed to look sharp in the figure, you can't see it at all. It's not sharp whatsoever.
Yeah.
And again, like you said, the posing just isn't telling a story whatsoever. The
Yeah,
framing,
I don't know what's
can
happening.
use
Yeah.
a lot of work. Yeah, the framing can use a lot of work. You got a lot of space up top that's not being used, and then you got Sabretooth leg cut off. So it's just like it feels like somebody real quick, yo, real quick, take a picture, and that was it. Like
Yeah.
I'm not saying that the dude didn't put effort into it. I'm just saying that it looks like somebody rushed and took a phone picture as opposed to like telling a story or anything like that. So like you got
I
to
think
really
what
work
he's
on
trying to
posing.
do is like he's trying to like convey that he's slashing.
And miss.
Yeah, but like the position of Wolverine's legs and everything just don't
looks like he's sitting.
correlate to that. You know what I mean? It
Doesn't
looks like he's
Wow.
just sitting back and he's like hitting him back like this.
Listen,
you know
man, I thought that
Yeah.
Wolverine's right leg was Sabretooth's left leg for this whole time. I just now realized that that's Wolverine's leg. So yeah, it's just blending way too much.
Yeah.
You see,
It looks
like
like-
I thought it was Sabretooth. I thought it was Sabretooth's left leg, but you're right. The leg just doesn't convey that pose. That like
Yeah.
like I
Yeah,
charged
so-
forward and missed.
Yeah. So like going back to like what the point that I made in the photo before, you do the posing yourself, you know what I mean? And like check your stances and stuff like that and then try and do that, you know what I mean? Because like that just doesn't it just doesn't convey. Yeah. So
nice.
Yeah.
anything to add here, Akira?
Yeah, I can't see his lower limb. Wolverine's lower limb. It's like his stomach just popped out from he just popped out of like the other guy's belly.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. And also too, like if Sabretooth if he's getting hit, like you know what I mean? I think he could just have his head like this instead of like that.
Yeah.
So like that, because like if he's getting hit, it's like, oh goddamn, you know what I mean? So
And if Wolverine connected on that claw hit, a little bit of blood on the claw wouldn't hurt either.
sure.
I don't think he's glowing, guys. Like his Wolverine's lower limbs totally not there.
It looks like he's hitting like doing this to him instead, right? Like he's like hitting him with his back.
Yeah. I think he's sitting on him. You know what I mean? Like it just looks like that, like the figures are leaning on each other. You know what I mean?
No, that's
Yeah.
Sabretooth's leg, not Wolverine's leg.
Is it?
Well, that's what I was saying, bro. It looks like
Wolverine's lower
I
limb
thought-
is totally gone. It's on the
he
side.
he
It's not
thought
even on the
Wolverine-
side. It's gone.
He thought Sabretooth's right leg was Wolverine's right leg. I thought
It's not.
no, I thought Wolverine's right leg was Sabretooth's left leg. Yeah, like the legs are just really bad right there. Like you can't. You
Yeah, there's
can't
just no
tell.
leg. I think he's doing the predators, popping out of his, the victim's chest. I think
Oh, is it
probably
popping
doing
out of
that.
Sabretooth's chest? Is that what you're saying?
Or his stomach. I don't know. From
Yeah,
inside.
I don't
Ripping it
know.
off.
the posing really
Yeah,
needs a lot of
posing
work.
is not. Yeah. So needs to pay a little bit more attention to that.
A little more attention to detail. Yeah.
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 Okay. I mean, the lighting, it could be. You know what I mean?
Very
But-
harsh on Wolverine's face.
yeah.
It's too oversaturated and
Too bright, yeah.
overblown.
Yeah, like if he would have had just taken that blue light out and then just put like a white foam card and just let
Yeah.
the light bounce off, that would have been better.
It would have been cleaner, yeah. Less
Yeah.
direct.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah. Okay. So anything else to add to this or? Okay. All right, let's continue. So thank you for your submission. Alrighty, so
Collects. He likes that
Huh.
blue light. He likes that blue light a lot. I think he got to chill with that blue light. It's a little.
I didn't realize it was the same person.
Yeah, same dude. The
Yeah.
blue light is really taking away from your details, man. Like you need if you're gonna shine that blue light for rimming, that's fine. But then you got to throw on a cool white light on top of that so that it could bring back out all the details. Another one is another one with that ball joint really blatant in your face. Like just lower the hand a little bit. You don't got to be like this so that the ball joint is like, look, I'm the ball joint.
Yeah. Yeah.
You try to make them not look like action figures, you know?
Mhm,
Even though they
mhm.
are action figures, you try to make it look more like the comic, you know?
Yeah. Yeah. But what's he trying to tell here, like with the posing and everything? I'm not too
Yeah.
sure.
Instead of the hands being like this, if he would have been more like this, you could have maybe conveyed that I'm Cyborg, I'm not the real one, you know, something like that. But this is more like, look at me.
What's the
Okay.
story behind this guy? I have no idea the history behind this Superman.
There's like this dude that he has a name. I forget his name right
Hank
now.
Henshaw.
Yeah, Hank has Henshaw, and he was a cyborg. He was a robot, and the original story was he just like died out or something like that, and then they brought him when they made the Superman bot. When they made that body, they put him in it, like his mind is in it or whatever. And once Superman was gone, he just wanted to be the best. Like he's like, yo, I'm gonna be the best Superman possible. And then when Superman came back, he just turned evil. He was like, no, I'm gonna be Superman, and that was it. And then they had that whole.
It's very convoluted. It's very convoluted.
It was when they started doing, you know,
Yeah.
in the 90s when they started doing like multiple Superman, multiple Batman, and all that stuff, you know. So that's where that sprouted from.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, to the chest, the symbol's supposed to be black, half black, if I'm not mistaken. But that's, you know, that's a figure thing. That's not this guy's fault.
Yeah.
But yeah, another one that like the joint right here on his torso is just like, I don't know, like you could have twisted that maybe, or maybe cut it off a little bit at that area so that like it's not, it looks disconnected to me, you know, like it looks like there's a big gap underneath it, basically solidifying that it's a toy.
Yeah.
It is a great figure, and the shot isn't bad, but again, it's mainly to what Harold said, like, what is the point? Why is he doing that? If you're going to do that, might as well just do a regular vanilla shot, you know, like just keep his arms down, or one arm like this, you know, like typical like vengeance pose.
Yeah.
That'd have been good. This is a little excessive with the hands. And the lighting that he has on that pinky just, man, it just doesn't, it looks off on that pinky, right?
Yeah.
Like,
yeah. Alrighty. So yeah, just
good night, Jam.
Good night, Jam. Peace. Thanks for listening.
Yes.
tuning in.
Alrighty. Yeah, so just rethink about what you want to convey here and things, and just make sure that like your lighting just matches and just makes sense, you know. So, you know. Okay. So can we continue on?
Yep.
Yes. Ooh.
Huh.
Not bad.
I
Not
would
bad.
have put those.
But I would have placed those two figures right on the windows
Yes, that's what I was about to say.
I agree.
That's what
and light up the windows like really, really bright.
Light up the windows a little better, right? I wouldn't mind also using Harold's technique, depending on what his setup looked like. If he had the opportunity to light them from behind and reflect that into the front, then it would have looked like there's fire in there because fire, that look, it's like it doesn't have to be right there, but it'll like give it like a little glow or whatever. So it's lacking a little bit of light in the front as well as obviously that background. But yeah, I also I don't know if it's the diorama, but the windows seem to be like this. Maybe you needed to put like a little piece of cardboard underneath the what is it, the left side, right viewer right side. It's just slanted a little bit. If you look, the diorama seems to be like
it's leaning on something.
That's like pretty blatant to me.
Okay. Yeah. So just put those figures on the windows, and then just have like a light shining down, a warm light, and you would have had a better shot. Yeah. Okay. You okay? Alrighty.
Even if he needed to, see how there's three. I could also see the dilemma in feeling like they would be too spread apart if you put them one here, because you're not going to put them right in the middle and one right here or vice versa, right? You're going to follow the rule of thirds. So if he wanted to, he could even bring that pillar in a little bit more, put them on the two, make the photo smaller, and then more compact, more like bring it in more. And then you could have put both of them on the silhouette of the windows and have that third window gone, have the pillar cover that, and I think you would have a better composition there.
So then he would be doing a portrait shot, not a
more portrait, right?
Yeah, I agree.
Don't be afraid to do portrait shots, I reckon.
Right. Sometimes everything is better, man. Sometimes cropping stuff in, it just looks. You want to focus on the figures. You don't want to give people like the opportunity to look around sometimes, unless it's like a prop shot or it's like you're kind of trying to like show off a diorama. There's really no point in like, you want the figures to be full front and center.
Okay. Alrighty. Anything else to this, guys?
Good.
Alrighty. Yeah, if you would have had a light coming through the windows, just to light it up a little bit more, it would have been okay.
A little atmospheric aerosol wouldn't have hurt too.
Sure. Yeah. Okay.
And there's a cheap solution to atmospheric aerosol too, guys. They got these little humidifier things where
car humidifiers.
Right. I think Alan uses them all the time.
Yeah.
I think Akira uses them too. But yeah, like because atmospheric aerosol can get very expensive, I'll say, and it runs out really fast. You can run out of it real quick spraying it around.
I gotta get myself a new can.
Yeah.
I just used my new Godzilla versus X Kong picture, the one where he's sitting on the throne, the new Titan. Yeah.
I thought you had a fogger, Harold.
I have both.
I have that too, but the fogger is just such a pain in the ass to deal with, man.
Really?
I mean, for the shots that I do, because I need something more controlled. Like I'm not looking like, unless I'm doing a Halloween shot, I really don't like need that, or like a Godzilla shot. Like I don't really need that type of steam coming up. I need something more controlled. That's why the polyester works for me really well, because most of the time I just need that lower mist look versus like an actual like fog. But the smoke machine, I used it once. It was really nice. I used it on a Ghost Rider shot, not my recent one, like the older one. It was decent, but maybe it was just me like not being used to it yet or whatever. But it was a little complicated to work with because again, it's not really a controlled smoke. You can't really control it. It just comes out,
Alrighty. So let's move on. So thank you for your submission. So okay, so he's in the chat.
There we go. So for me,
I'll be right back. I gotta go step out. Just keep going, guys. Yeah.
Do your thing, man. Harold got the runs.
Yeah.
For me, the thing that stands out, number one, red on red. Like, I feel you on the cutouts, man, but you got to work on your matching your lighting. Your cutouts a lot of the times look a little too red. I don't know. Maybe it's your printer. Maybe it's something that you're doing, or you're going for stuff that's too red. If you would have put the Black Symbiote version of this character here, it would have looked better. You know. Also, your webs look kind of crazy with the bracelet. You got to try and hide that. That's like a big thing. For me, I'll automatically cut those, the wrist wrapper part. I'll cut that, and I'll just like stick like some red wax right there, and like just position it perfectly so that the web just sticks there. Recently, I think if you have any of the Mafex Spider-Man, they come with like a thin little web thing that's like beautifully it's just perfect. I would go for that. The other thing I'd go for is he's not looking at where he's web swinging. That's one. Two, he's looking down. I mean, I get that you're trying to make it look dynamic, but this is a photo. So make him look at the camera or make him look up. Him looking down is just not really complimentary at that angle, in my opinion. I'd also say he's a little thin, and you're also cutting his foot off, and then you got mad negative, like a lot of negative, and there's just too much negative. What's his name? Mark Santos does this a lot, where he puts like those pigeons, sometimes the doves. Yeah. Sometimes I think it's a little over the top. He does it on nighttime shots instead of like bright shots, but when he does it on daytime shot, they just look perfect. Like they kill out all that dead space. It's like Harold when he puts like those little planes in his Godzilla shots. Like it's just to kill that negative space, really. But it's not really like a focal piece, just something to break up some of that negative. And it's what Akira just said. It's like, don't be afraid to shoot in portrait, man. Like you would have did this, a nice little square would have been perfect on this. But like I said earlier, the posing does need a lot of work. It looks wonky because of the way that the web arm is like going in one direction and he's looking at another direction. Maybe if he was looking in that direction, it would have been more, you'd have sold it to me better. I could also tell that your white light is coming from one side only, because you got one eye lit white and the other eye is like kind of, but then the sun is behind him. So how is there so much white light in front of him? You could take that white light out and use what Harold's been saying with the reflector. That would have been your best bet on this one. You got a sunset behind him. It's a silhouette for him. It's not going to be lit in the front. There's no moon or no anything in front of him to have him lit like that. He got the sun behind him, and look at the top of his head. He got sun in front. So there's two suns here.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I get that you're trying to like blend it in, and you didn't do a bad job blending it, but you did something that doesn't make it look aesthetic. Like not aesthetic. It doesn't look natural. It doesn't look organic.
Okay. Dude, I highly recommend checking out Patrick Dial's page. He does the least amount of items in his shots. Like he does a lot of these because he's like hard pressed on time, but he can fill a shot with like the most minimum amount of like props and accessories.
Yeah.
And make it look like a city. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I got to do a shot like that. I've been wanting to do that.
That'd be
your Superman side did come out better, but it's still. I even think that one still has too much fog and again too much red with a character that's you got the same character. You got a character that has blue and red here, and then you got another character, Superman, that's blue and red. So it's like again, you got too much reds inside of a red backdrop. You can't do red on red. You can't do orange on red. You can't do yellow on red. Red's opposite is green. I'm not saying to use green in the background, but at least a blue, as much as Spider-Man has a light blue there, you put a dark blue behind him, and bro, like that red is pow, right in your face.
Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. So anything to add to this?
No, I think Diego pretty much
covered it.
Lead on this
one. Yeah. I like it.
Sorry, I'm eating my lunch at the moment, so
I'm hungry. I still haven't had lunch.
Dude, I just had a bowl of cereal off camera.
All right, so Black Capsule 19.
Oh, this is actually okay.
I like
It's
this,
decent.
but
Decent.
I
Okay.
like if I were to do a shot like this, I would go a little like my message to him, like I like this shot very much, but go further, put like
Posing.
else that skull with red fake blood, you know what I mean? Or and then like maybe have like an arm hanging off to the side, hanging off, you know what I mean? Or a foot like he dismembered somebody, you know what I mean? Or like have like that blood like like spill over to the side of the rooftop and things, so that's what one of the things that I would do.
Yeah.
What do you think, Diego?
I agree with that. I also would say, I mean, it's kind of bringing back what Harry just said. It's the posing really that's not selling it to me as much as it could. The posing looks a little stiff. If his arm, what is that? The viewer left, right arm needed to be out a little bit more. His chest needed to be out a little bit more. The foot looks a little like he's just placing it there as opposed to like bending the knee, and he's leaning back. He should be leaning forward, That's what's really getting it for me. If he would have made it, if he'd have bent that knee just a little bit more and put the figure forward, which who knows, if it's a NECA figure, it probably would have tipped right over his rooftop. The other thing I'll say is that this is New York. If this was the Predator 1 version, I would say the holding the skull thing in the city is correct. But we're in the city here. I mean, you don't do that in that movie, So it's like you could have, especially with the hand that he's holding that skull in, you could tell it's one of these hands. It's not this hand, one of like a closed hand. Right. So I would have just went straight up like this with no skull. With no skull. I would have removed the skull, and again, I would have just leaned them forward. The background looks good. The lighting is excellent. I like this. I like Black Capsule. That's my boy. He got some good stuff. But this right here, the posing could use a little fine tuning. That's all I think. Aside from that, I think the lighting is pretty solid. Looks like he used a monitor in the back, and the buildings. So his buildings look like they're 2D, and then there's a back. There's no like. Look at the building on the left, right? There's no like side to it. And then there's a screen behind it with like other buildings that are just silhouettes. In other words, there's light in the background. The lighting is coming from behind the building silhouette, right? But he has lighting faced directly into it. And then his two buildings, you should have just went with a flat backdrop, all black backdrop, or something like Starry Nights or something like that. The screen backdrop kind of hurt you on this one, I think. Even though it makes it look good, when you look at it, when you actually pay attention to the background, it throws it off a little bit. The color makes it look good, but the background is a little bit off.
Okay. Alrighty. So yeah, okay. But I just would like to see like a little bit more blood. You know what I mean? It's kind of bloodless. Yeah.
If we're sticking with that skull, definitely needs the blood. Definitely needs some blood on both hands.
Yeah. And like if he's holding it like he's victory, like it'd be like he'd be like
much higher. But that goes hand in hand with what I said about like he's like this instead of like this, like the hand the hand needed to be more like like out here.
Sure.
To like convey it in the small ass camera here.
Yeah. And again, like I would put like body parts, like hanging off the ceiling,
hanging off the ledge right there. Yeah.
The ledge, yeah. And then like with blood spilling over, that'd be cool.
Right.
Yeah. Alrighty. Okay, so Black Capsule 19, thank you for your submission. Anything else to add to this?
No.
Okay. Cool. Good. So, our brother Yinkit.
I like him. Good guy.
Yeah. So, anything to I really don't. He submitted this, but I really don't know if there is anything that needs critiquing here, though.
The only thing I'll say for him, and I think Boog mentioned this to him before. He uses the same filter for pretty much all his shots. That grainy, tan, like warm look, you know. In this particular photo, it looks great. In some of his photos, I think he could cut back a little bit on that. In this particular photo, it looks great because he actually used warm light to hit her face and then used cool light in front. So it like really balanced out pretty well. And he's using the filter for sure. But there's some times where he'll do like a shot where it's more white, cool light, and the filter just, I don't know, it throws it off a little bit for me. It makes it too grainy, whereas his shot could look a lot sharper.
Yeah.
You know, but that's just, again, minor nitpick. The joints are flat on the floor. You know, the feet are planted flat on the floor. The posing is right. Nothing really to say here, man. Great portrait shot. Not too much negative space. Lighting looks great. Not much to critique.
Okay. Alrighty. Okay, so
he does great work. Ying Keith does great work.
Yeah.
Does really great work.
Yeah. Then the dials that he uses, like I wish I had dials like that, man. I don't have enough dials for 112.
He got that it's like an Italian restaurant or something like that in front of, like, Mary Jane and Peter Parker walking on it. I love that. I was like, damn, bro, got that. I feel like he threw a filter on that one and he didn't need it. You know, that shot didn't need the filter, and he put a filter on it, but shot was phenomenal. He does have really nice dioramas.
Cool. All right, so let's continue. So thank you for your submission, brother.
I like this dude.
The background looks
too dark.
You know what I mean? Like this, but like, you know what I mean? Like kind of throws it off.
Zamazu.
Background's tilted and he's not.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
The hair is cut off just a little bit. Looks a little grainy. The background lighting doesn't really match the action figure lighting. The action figure literally has just one cool light right here. And the background is pure dark. Like none of the buildings. Like that's the thing, man. Think about 3D, right? Think about a box. If you got light hitting Goku's right side of the picture, how is it that the building's right side of the picture is pitch black? It's literally the opposite. If anything, you should have did the light on the other side. The white light that you're hitting on his right viewer right side, left side, really should have been on the opposite side, because and it should have been a lot dimmer, or raise your background lighting tremendously.
Yeah, like
rim light, a little bit green.
Yeah, he needs green in the back. He needs the green hitting him from the back, and he needs the white light on the opposite side. And
on the opposite side.
The background brightness needs to go up tremendously.
I would have used portrait for this.
Yeah, portrait would have been nice too. And it seems like you got a little reflection there too on the background. If you look at the right side, look
on the right side.
Yeah, it's a bad reflection there, or a glare or something.
It could be from the background. I'm not sure because it's a bit. Yeah. But I think this is just mainly. I want to put the fist a bit more down, so it doesn't cover his screen. Yeah, you can see his whole face.
And down to the point where you cover that joint cut.
Yep. Yeah, I agree.
Now,
is that a ring that he's got in his hand, or like what?
It is a ring. He does have a ring. He does have a ring.
He does have a ring.
But I think that what he did with the ring doesn't match. You know, like it doesn't match the photo overall. It's super duper bright, and the rest of the photo is flat. You know, like it looks the background not having more brightness is really, really like distracting.
Sure.
Really distracting.
Okay. Yeah. So I think he's using a cutout here, not a screen.
So. Okay.
If it's a cutout, what you can do is actually just don't light up the front as much. You know what I
I
mean?
don't know, man. If
And
it's a cutout, like the light that he's hitting the figure with would be hitting hit the background too, and it's
Yeah.
not. It's almost like it's a television that's absorbing.
Yeah.
it's almost like that.
So could it be photoshopped in? I don't know.
It could be copy
that
and
too,
paste.
yeah. Could be
It
that
could be.
too.
Yeah,
could be
but the
photoshopped.
thing though,
be
like
that.
what throws it off for me is like the angle of the cutout. You know what I mean? And like
Yeah.
he's not. You know, that's
Yeah.
what throws it off for me. It
Yeah,
looks
but
weird.
Akira's right too. It should have definitely been a portrait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Alrighty. So anything else to add to this, guys?
Nope.
No.
Alrighty. Okay. This is Alan's.
Oh, nice.
Nice.
Why is he in there? He should have been there.
Get this out of here.
Yeah, get this out of here.
Yeah.
You want-
I don't know. What do you guys think? Is there anything that needs critiquing? Like for me, like I think, I mean, he's way better than me at 112. You know what I mean? But like for me, I would like to see a little bit more distress through Spider-Man's body language here. It doesn't feel like he's in distress enough.
Yeah.
Correct me
I
if
think
I'm-
Alan, right? Alan
Yeah.
has got this head sculpt where he like damaged head sculpt.
Yeah.
I saw
yeah,
him before.
I thought
Mhm.
Diego
This would have been
did,
perfect for it.
right?
Yeah, he does have that head sculpt though. He could have used that.
yeah, like a head sculpt.
Yeah, he
like,
could have used that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he
Yeah.
could have used that.
Alan does this a
I-
lot too, and I've caught him doing it before, and I mentioned it to him. He unaligned Spider-Man's costume a lot. Like he did it on his. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it was Patrick that did it once, and I told him, and he said, I can't unsee it now. But a lot of people do that where they'll pose Spider-Man in a way where like his costume just gets completely misaligned, and that just like throws it off for me entirely, man. Like, and this time he did it like slightly with the arm here. Like I would have twisted that arm just a little bit, but just that right there. And for me personally, and I think Alan needs to like come out of his comfort zone a little bit. His lighting is very like, when it's Alan's light,
Yeah.
a little harsh sometimes. A little harsh sometimes. This
Now
being
the hand.
I
The hand.
think, yeah, the head is it's a little overexposed.
Yeah. But what about his
Even the
hand?
shoulder area.
Oh, you're talking about it not grabbing the tail?
No. I'm talking
No,
about the lighting.
No, I know. I was talking about Harold was saying something about
my
the
bad.
hand. My bad. No, that's me.
The hand isn't flatly placed on it. It's like
Yeah.
still, floating a little
But
bit.
like, yeah, but like the hand here, like I feel like it should be like screeching towards the camera, and it isn't. You know what I mean? So,
Right.
but like,
I
where's that?
think that the tail could be hindering that part. See,
Okay.
Because of the tail, but the hand should really be holding, because that's what makes the shot, right?
Yeah.
Should be really holding them.
And somebody mentioned that. Somebody mentioned that to him. And if I'm not mistaken, this particular shot, he has it closer than what he had it originally.
Uh-huh.
So somebody mentioned that, and he actually did redo that, and it's still kind of, or either that, or he posted the one that was off, which I doubt he did. So, yeah.
I don't know, like do you see his right hand, Spider-Man's right hand? Like, where is that coming from? Because I feel like there's the manhole. They're coming out of the manhole cover, but where's his hand coming from?
No,
Like, I don't.
it's there, right? But I will say that, like, if the lizard's grabbing you with its tail by the neck, I don't think you're gonna be like this. I think you're gonna be like this, like, yo.
Yeah.
And like the tail
Yeah.
isn't actually. I mean, and again, with the limitations of the figure as well, but the tail isn't wrapped around all the way. What he could have did, even to sell the illusion, was to just move it over a little bit so that the
Uh-huh.
tail could wrap around the neck right here, and that way it would have at least looked like the tail is gripping him, as opposed to just like, oh, it's just there,
Yeah. The lighting looked good in the earlier progress of the grind. Final came out very unsaturated. Is he using a filter? I don't know.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't
Alan,
think so. I think just by getting the rain in there. He probably like had to shine a lot of light, and the light like can, you know, when you shine too much light, when it's blown out, it can kind of kill the saturation a little bit, you know. So I've seen that happen with some of my shots as well. So, and Alan is known for, you know, a touch of the overexposure sometimes.
Yeah.
So again, in my opinion, I think the thing that stands out, the thing that stands out to me the most is this side of the face being so bright.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think
and
I
the
think
hand
Alan,
not actually gripping.
I think Alan, if you like, should have just got rid of the rain because you know it doesn't really
I
add
agree.
much to it.
I agree.
And but
You could have
by
just let the
doing the
figures
rain,
wet. Yeah, you could have
Yeah.
just had the figures wet, and they would have been fine. It would have sold off as
But-
like a wet night.
yeah.
Well, they're in the
But
sewers.
you-
They're going to get wet anyways, right? So
Nah,
Yeah.
he's coming out of the sewer. That's
Yeah.
coming,
It's coming
out.
out.
Of the sewer.
yeah.
And also, I think by doing the rain, right? So he has problem with lighting it straight away because it's a nightmare to be doing like, you know, an
Straight
upward
away,
shot.
right?
like
It's not
this.
coming from behind, so it's,
Yeah, it's not coming from behind. So
so
that's
he
why
had- that's why it's so bright, for sure.
that's why it's so bright, and that's why it's coming from the side instead. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? So
yeah.
I think the light.
If he did a reshoot of this without the rain, I think he would pull it off much better.
Yeah,
Even the
Okay.
lizard,
because then he's so
like,
much limitation
Right,
to
yeah.
where he can place the light.
yeah,
And
the
I think
lizard-
the light is supposed to be mimicking the street light, right? So it should be coming
Right.
from above,
right, not from the side.
not from the side. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Okay. Alrighty. So let's move on.
Move on.
Okay.
Okay,
Oh yeah.
Who's this is? I wonder who this is by.
it's so blatant when it's his fucking picture, though, right? Oh, excuse my
Well,
language.
he requested it. He was requesting, please put this in. Please put this in. I wanted another picture in.
Yo, the only thing, and I just noticed it now, honestly, is that one hand that's in front of that ninja's face. That's the only thing that's like, oh, actually, no, I see the stand. If you look right next to the foot, you see the stand. You should have.
Oh, I didn't hide it properly. Okay. Now that you can still see it, that means I didn't hide it properly. Okay, fine.
It. You had to move that ninja slightly over. Yeah, it happens. Yo, ain't
Oh, I
that the
can
worst?
see
You
it
got a
now,
perfect
yeah.
shot, and then the freaking stand is showing. Oh my god, I hate it so bad when that happens. hate
I
that.
actually did. I actually intending to make it like half, like didn't want to make it obvious by the ninja, you know, totally obscuring the
foot,
stand.
the foot,
So
yeah.
yeah. So I want to make
Yeah,
it
but
looks like
it
it's.
still sells. It still sells. Ain't nobody going, bro. It's just me. You know, me, the guy who
I don't know.
finds all the stupid little things. Like,
But that's what I want because I'm planning to do another shots like similar to this. So I want to
Right.
keep getting better at like, you know, every single type of shot. So I keep
yo,
practicing.
my only advice for things like that, when I do my shots, man, you know the magnifier button. I literally go
Yeah.
as I zoom in. I have two zooms. You know, I go 1, 2, and it's like the closest that it goes. And I'll literally follow the entire. I'll go through the whole picture, zoomed in to see all the. That's why you barely ever see a stand showing on my pictures, because I'll always go in and check very, very close to see where any mistake can potentially be. I do that a lot in prop shots, especially in prop shots, because with those, placement is everything. So if your one little prop is moved over, you won't see the prop, you know? So
Mhm.
I always do stuff like that to be able to like to look at every single little detail while I'm there, which is very tedious. It can be very tedious depending, especially
It can
depending,
be.
like when you're shooting portrait, it's a little easier. When you're shooting 16:9 and you got to check that whole thing, it's like could get really like tedious, but it's worth it in the end because then you don't miss little things like a stand showing or some stupid-
Also, too, like what I would, I just noticed this now. If you look at Wolverine's elbow on his left hand,
oh,
his
it's
left
gap.
Yep.
Yeah, it's gap.
It's
Yeah.
this guy.
that gap, maybe it's just like,
And that's
move
and
his-
that's the figure. That is the figure because like he could have probably pushed it in a little bit more, but regardless, that's how those Revoltech figures are. That's the problem with those, is like posing with them sometimes can be. You don't got the Mafex, Akira?
Nah, that's the
No, I
Yamaguchi
know
one.
which one this one is, but you don't have the Mafex?
I do, but it can't pose like this. I tried
Really?
it. Yeah.
I hear you. I'm not a fan of this one because of the way that it, like the way it looks. I do like the head sculpt that you put definitely cleans it up, because the head sculpt that they made for it looks terrible. But this head sculpt definitely makes a whole lot of difference. But then, like I said, then you still get those gaps in the joints.
Gaps,
So annoying, man. Yeah, what's up, man? I saw that text there. Yeah, shaved it off, bro. It'll be back. Don't worry. I'll grow it back like in a year from now or so, after the summer.
Cool. Alrighty. So anything else? I mean, this is a beautiful shot. I mean, I want a shot like this with Batman, but like I need to build that water tower. I need to build stuff for Mark to do something like this. This is really awesome.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I think there's one ninja on the door that is in focus. That should be off focus. I think they shouldn't be in focus, because then it takes your eye from Wolverine to that ninja as well. Maybe that's one I should have done better.
And then the hand that's in front of his face wouldn't have been noticeable at all. But because but then again, it's like, bro, you're probably already at 2.8 right there. What were you at? 2.8, 4.0?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't remember.
How low are you going to go with that? You have to take him out of that position and put him either forward or backward. I mean, even the one to the right is a little bit not in focus, but that axe is definitely in focus, right next to Wolverine. It's like with that, I don't think you did bad with that. I think that's perfect still. Regardless, I think one ninja in focus now if he was looking at that one ninja in focus, I think it would have been even better.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
Yeah. Because he's looking down at this ninja right here at the bottom.
Right.
Yeah, the big
one. Right. The angle that you got it at wouldn't have made sense if he was looking at the other ninja too, So like the angle that you got him at, he's clearly like jumping towards. So it's like that's a little bit, the pose would have had to been tweaked just a little bit, and I wouldn't do it because it's just so perfect. Everything is perfect here.
Mm-hmm. Cool.
All right, I think I know what to do.
Cool. All right, brother. So there you go. Okay. He was like, "Please, Harold."
Throw this in there.
So let's move on. This is Isaiah's. Are you still there, Isaiah?
Sí, señor.
Bueno. Okay, so this is at request by him.
Oh, I thought I put in a different one. I put the shitty moon one that I had.
Oh, I thought you wanted this one more. Anyways.
Oh, damn it.
Yeah. Anyways.
Don't worry, I'll critique you on the group.
Yeah. Anything to add here? I'm not too familiar.
Yeah, I'm sorry. That's the wrong photo.
I mean,
no, that's okay.
For this one, the only thing I would say for this one is, and this is, I've never even tried this technique, but if they're, the one dude on the one side looks dead, but his eyes are open. Maybe I'm wrong. Not dead.
No, you're right. He is blasted.
You could put makeup on his eyes, like concealer, or like the shit that they put on their skin. You put that on the eyes, and it covers the eyes. Like you can make it look like it's closed.
Yeah, you just gotta fight your wife first, though.
yeah. You gotta make sure she matches the skin color too.
Yeah, she is darker, so.
Yeah, I figured you gonna have to buy your own makeup for that shit.
Yeah.
Oh,
you can use the light to cast a shadow.
Yeah, that too. Yeah.
Yeah.
But in this case, it seems like he already he already has sort of a shadow going on. It's already like the light is clearly on the helmet, and then right here is not lit, but then he has another light that's actually like bringing it out. So yeah, you're right. You could definitely use the shadow, but the makeup technique as well. All of that. That's about it though. Aside from that, this is solid.
Okay.
Yeah, the posing is solid.
Yeah.
Posing is really good.
Thank you. Again, this isn't supposed to be the one. Sorry.
Shoulda, woulda, coulda.
Concealer is a good idea. I keep
That sounds. That's a
That too, yeah. That's that flesh colored powder. That works too.
Yeah.
Got a bunch of ways that you can do it, but like definitely, I heard that technique years ago. I never tried it. I want to try it, but I definitely don't want to be caught out there at Macy's buying makeup.
Yeah.
It's for my wife.
It's for my girl.
For my girl. For my 10,000 girlfriends that I have in this room, they're called action figures.
They're not dolls.
They're not dolls.
So, anything else to add to this, or? Okay.
Damn it.
This is mine. So lay it on me.
Portrait. I would have used portrait because you want to show that he's flying. Like for me, he's not flying high enough.
Okay.
So for that dramatic shot, you want to go in like you know what I mean? Like you really want to look from below.
A little lower angle, maybe.
Yeah,
a little lower angle with that as well.
Okay.
With that advice that Akira just pointed out. Or even a taller flight stand would have probably, but I don't know.
Yeah, taller flight stand.
He's definitely not carrying those two now that I'm looking at which figures they are. So I think the posing is solid. I think the lighting is solid as well. Yeah, like just like for me, the hair on Gwen obscuring the mutant bothers me a little bit. You know, that's me with my OCD. That's not really that big of a deal. Yeah, man. Aside from that, it's solid. Solid work. The posing is right. Everything's good. Just a taller flight stand for Superman to be higher up, like Akira said. He looks like he's flying to me. You have opposable cape. I would have cut into that sky a little bit more. Like I would have raised the cape. Maybe the raise of the cape would have made it look more like he was flying as well. You know, like taller up. But that's about it. Aside from that, solid posing, solid.
Okay.
Maybe, I mean, you can't do nothing about the face, but then again, make him look down more. It doesn't.
I tried. And it's just those eyes. Too, you know what I mean? Like
you noticed it. Yeah. That's all I tried.
Like you noticed because I was trying to capture that same essence of that Alex Ross, you know, the Kingdom Come Superman, but like, it's his eyes that also too he looks down, and like these fucking figures, he just looks straight ahead. You know what I mean? So even though I was trying to like push his head even down even further, it just won't do it. You know what I mean? Like just can't get that.
This is a McFarlane. This is the McFarlane figure, right?
This is a McFarlane, but this is a custom McFarlane. So basically, this is the chest piece is the first Superman, and then the arms are the Dark Knight, and so from here to here, like this part here is the first Superman, right? And this is like arms, Dark Knight.
It's Kit Bash. Got you.
Yeah, it's a Kit Bash. Yeah, and then you know what I mean, and then like because like he looks stronger like this. Like this is how Superman should look, not like so janky like he missed leg day. You know what I mean? So
right.
Damn.
The one thing I'll say, so when the head pops off, obviously, right? Have you Have you ever tried taking the whole, like if you heat it up and you take the actual peg out of the neck, you can use that, and then you would have been able to get his head down.
Oh, I didn't think of that.
It's just because you know why? Because nobody ever thinks about taking the pegs out of the McFarlanes because they're a pain in the ass to take out.
I mean, this is how, you know what I mean?
Yeah, but then the neck would have been like too, you know, like it would have looked like he was unhinged from his neck. So
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But if you would pop it off and pop off the peg from the neck and put tack, then you would have been able to get his head exactly where you wanted. Because the good thing about the McFarlane, the neck always covers enough so that it looks like the head belongs on it, you know? And once you get the Mezco Superman, you're gonna be really happy because you're gonna be able to put those heads on that body, and it's gonna look way better. The heads that Mezco Superman comes with are phenomenal.
Cool.
I have an open mind.
You already have.
You're gonna like it when you open it. It's really nice.
Yeah.
I have 4 of them. Do you want one?
What?
But
Akira, mine
Yeah.
didn't come in. If mine didn't come in, I'm gonna ask you to sell me one. Okay. I
Okay.
gotta go to my friends first. Okay.
How many do you have?
Alrighty.
4.
Four?
Four of them. Jesus Christ.
So this is in my office at the moment. $3.
Why do you need 4 though?
I don't know. I thought I was gonna customize it or something. You know what I mean? You never know when you do it.
Dude, this dude is the only man I know to army build a Sentinel.
Yeah.
What's that? No, the Galactus, the Hasbro.
No. he meant the androids one,
Oh,
the 1,000 toys one. There's humanoid androids.
my man got money.
No, but
Man
that
got
has
money.
buddy. You
Bro, I army built the Black Skulls from Mesco. I had like 12 of them. I got rid of all.
Holy
That's so bad. Yo, I don't know what I was thinking, man. I was like, yo, I need this as an army. I need this as an army. Meanwhile, I have like 18 other armies that I barely use. So yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, same here, man.
Alrighty.
Yeah, I was army building a skull. The skulls from Golden Axe.
Mhm. Yeah.
When
yeah,
I got
yeah.
it, I was like, where the fuck did I? Why did I army build this one for?
They're expensive too, man. But those skeletons are so good. Yo, Storm Collectibles, man, they do some of their figures are just so good, man. They're so good.
I agree.
Some of them are no good at all. Like they got
Some of my pure shit.
looks weird, but aside from that, those skeletons that they made, they're phenomenal, man. I love them.
Yeah, I
love
agree.
them. I got like 3. That's it. Like I got the 2-pack, and then I got the one that came with Mortaro. That's it.
All right.
The bloody one.
Cool.
Yeah.
So anything for me for
No,
critiquing here?
that's it, man. The picture's solid. Aside from that Gwen covering the mutant's head, I think it's perfect.
Oh yeah. Okay. Yeah.
Yes.
And
I was trying
low
to-
angle.
I was trying to figure out a way to give the illusion that he's carrying them. He's actually not.
Oh yeah,
I mean,
definitely. You got that off. The problem,
Yeah.
like I said,
Actually,
and it's a
Carol,
minor nitpick. I just don't like that her hair is covering the head. That's it.
okay.
You can
Okay.
definitely see some motion with the hair, though. I do like that.
Yes, definitely. Like the wind's blowing. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, Lord.
Harold, I think Alan did a similar shot.
Yeah, that's what I was trying.
Yeah.
It was inspired by that. You know what I mean? But like his was portrait. You know what I mean? And mine's is like
Yeah.
landscape. Yeah.
I think in this case maybe you should do portrait.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because it will fill the frame better in that sense. You know what I mean? Because if you're gonna
Sure.
do this, then it's gonna be tougher to fill the frames, unless you have a
Okay.
couple of buildings in the back.
I thought about fucking putting buildings in. I didn't fucking think about that at the time. Shit.
Oh, God.
Buildings would have took this up to another level for sure. Yeah.
Yeah. And I have the appropriate buildings. Fuck, I should have done that. God
You
damn.
definitely have you're the
Right.
building guy.
Exactly.
You got an army of army building. I got an army of buildings.
For real, man. And those are expensive too, man. I have a few, and wow,
Yeah.
for what they are very expensive, man. It's like
It's very expensive.
flat little
Yeah.
pieces of thing, and they're like 30-40 bucks each.
Oh,
Yeah.
my God.
Anyways, so we're done. We got all the shots out of the way. Do you guys want to talk about this? I mean, what's going on with this, guys?
Yep.
Hasbro
Looks like we're gonna-
announced a partnership to create co-brand toys from Barbie, Transformers, Hot Wheels, and more. So, like, are we getting like Mattel-style Transformers, Hasbro-style He-Man figures? Is this what's?
I hope it's the other way around, man. Like, you know, Hasbro definitely make better one than Mattel.
Yeah, I don't really know what the
I
understanding
don't
of.
understand this at all. This almost seems fake to me. I can't even believe it.
It's
I'm
like
not saying
Coke-
it is. I'm just,
It's like Coke and Pepsi joining forces. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like,
Yeah.
literally so weird. What the hell are they gonna make together? Barbie, Transformers, and Hot Wheels. Hasbro owns
I don't
the
know, man.
Hot Wheels, right? Hasbro owns that. Barbie is
The only
Mattel.
thing that
Yeah,
So
but
that's the
Mattel
only
owns
thing Mattel
Jurassic
has.
Park. I mean, if they give us like the Jurassic Park figures, Hasbro style, that would be interesting.
Oh, that would have
I
been all
love
right.
that. I mean, the paint would suck, but all you gotta do is paint. The good thing about Hasbro figures is that the paint might suck, but the sculpt is there. So if you get it customized, they come out phenomenal. They have the sculpts. Mattel, I would say, is the opposite. And that's not saying much about their paint, but their paint tends to be a little bit better than the sculpts. But I'll say this, the wrestling figures lately, they've been pretty freaking accurate. They've been really good lately. So Mattel has stepped it up a notch. They do the pinless joints now too, just like Hasbro started doing it. I didn't realize Mattel's been doing pinless joints for, I think, a little longer than Hasbro. Like they were doing the pinless joints since that Batman Beyond that they released, and that was, I don't know what, 2017 or something like that. That was a while ago. So that was interesting to me, but this is news to me, bro. I just seen this right now for the first time. I can't even believe it.
Oh, really? I thought, yeah.
I did not know that this was a thing. This is pretty interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, it is very interesting.
Like Hasbro making Barbies, what are they gonna do? Make 6-inch Barbies because they're 12-inch, no? Like they're gonna make.
They're gonna make 6-inch Barbies, and we're gonna use them as a.
I'm getting that. That's gonna be my first Barbie, dog. Army builders. They giving us army builders.
Exactly, man.
Pedestrians.
Now we can do that.
I want Barbie to come with like red hair, black hair, all that shit. So then I can a background character or something.
All those different outfits, we'll be like, yep, I want it.
Somebody will make a strip bar diorama and use those Barbies. That'd be
they're gonna put Mezco out of business.
Exactly.
They're gonna put Mezco out of business. That's why Hasbro's doing this. They want the cloth goods.
Maybe. Oh, maybe you're right. They want the cloth goods.
Soft goods.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Crazy. I can't even believe this. This is interesting.
Yeah. All right. So our next episode is next month in May. Okay. And we got a special guest lined up already, Dogosaurus Rex. He will join us for the next episode. So looking forward to speaking with him about his shots. All right, guys. So that will be May 26th, 27th weekend. All right, guys. So, and for those of you guys watching, I mean, you guys can submit your Titan shots using our hashtag TM Toy Picks. All right, and for your feedback, ask Titan Masters, but also too, like we will do another 1/12th edition. I have to talk to these guys about when they want to do it, but like. For that hashtag, it's Ask Titan Masters 112, which is this one right here. Yeah. All right, guys. But guys, thank you so much for this episode. Thanks for coming out, all of you guys in the chat. Diego, thank you so much, man. Awesome.
The pleasure being here, man. I appreciate it. Always a pleasure chopping it up with you guys.
Oh yeah.
All righty.
Thanks, man.
All right, guys. So we hit the end. So thank you very much, guys. And I'm just going to end the broadcast. So guys, stay on. I will end the broadcast. Guys, thank you so much. And I will see you guys next time. Okay. Bye-bye.
Ciao, ciao.